All right. We're live. We're skipping the intro because we have a new tornado warning that has been issued just west of Indianapolis. That's going to include Danville, just north of Danville. And I'm going to share my screen,
I just did, Brett.
or you are going to share your screen.
Yep. I'm going to get zoomed in here so you guys can see. That is Fort Hendricks County right there. So if you're in the area there along and north of Danville, Montclair, Maplewood, there's that tornado warning. Radar indicated it is moving east at 55 miles per hour. It's racing. We'll go right there and type in the old 55er. Let's see. Oop, where'd you go here? Here we go. 55 miles an hour. Calculate that. Okay, I mean, Pittsboro, 753. That's really about it. Decent sized population there on that, but nonetheless, it's it's coming. Eric just tried calling me. So yeah, if you're in Hendricks County there near Danville, along and north of that, there certainly seems to be a decent likelihood that there's probably something. That's a pretty decent signal right there, Brett. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some decent little notches. There might even be a couple of potential spots in there, but I think where you've circled is probably the most likely area. Maplewood, Pittsboro, probably the main spots. I think that Danville, this may slide just north of Danville. I think you're probably okay if you're in Danville, other than wind.
Yep. Let's see. I'm not sure. Eric tried calling me. I don't know if he's seeing something. Eric, shoot me a text if you observing anything. I know Jeremy's texting me as well out there in Danville, but it might be north of you, Jeremy, if you can hear me. Let me go here to correlation coefficients. No confirmed tornado yet. That's one thing to keep in mind, but that's an interesting look there on the CC, Brett.
Daddy.
Earth to Brett. Brett, are you alive?
I'm here. I think some of that is probably large hail as well.
Yeah.
Kendall and Michael. I was just talking to John. That's why I was muted. But looks like the storm up by Logansport could have up to 70 mile an hour winds or so. Warnings for 60, but John was saying some of the indications he was seeing could be 70, 75 even there.
Okay. Let's go take a look at her real quick up there. You said near Logansport?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can kind of see that very small bowing there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Get off me. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a 90 mile per hour signal right there. Holy moly. Yeah. That's no joke. Deer Creek, State Road 29, just south of Climmers, getting there south of Logansport. 90 mile per hour suggestion of damaging winds there. Might be a little elevated, but nonetheless, that's a nasty view there. Okay, let's go back here into Danville again. I would say, Maplewood, Pittsboro. Okay. Maplewood, Pittsboro area. That's where you're kind of seeing that's the biggest threat area, if you will, and that kind of in that area there where the storm may be rotating. Again, I don't have anything confirmed yet, but right through there is probably where that tornado would be if there is one, at least where the risk of one is. That tornado warning is going to go for about the next 15 minutes or so.
Eric said no funnel yet. He's got a good vantage point of it because he's in Danville, so he should be able to see anything if it drops down.
Okay, good. So we've got ground truth that says no funnel yet, which is good. It means there's a potential there for that tornado, but no funnel. That's good. Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, sirens going off in Plainfield, guys. The storm is nowhere near you.
Oh, good. So, let's go on a rant.
Yeah, just. If the sirens are going off in Plainfield, ignore them.
Because It's 12 miles away.
Yeah.
It's moving away from you. So this is the problem with this. Here's Hendricks County. This is Hendricks County, right? This whole thing. And only a very small part of the county is possibly dealing with a risk of a tornado. All of you all down here, nothing. It ain't even gonna. You're not even stunned. It's not even raining. I mean, such a horrible system. There's nothing to be worried about in Plainfield.
Now, Brownsburg, for those of you asking about Brownsburg, you're kind of in the next spot.
Yes.
So Pittsboro and Brownsburg, totally different story there. Definitely be preparing to seek shelter, if not in shelter, if you're within the warning right now. There's a new severe, holy crap, that is a massive severe thunderstorm warning they just issued.
Big one. That's a big one right there. Let's see what we got here.
That is just a widespread 70-mile-an-hour warning.
Yep. 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable damage threat there for the whole north side, northern Marion County, Hamilton County, Howard County, Boone County. That's a big warning there. 1-inch hail being possible. That's going to go for 43 minutes. And what's the speed on that one, Brett? Look at that one moving.
Yeah, the speed on this one is going to be right at about moving northeast at 70 miles an hour.
So I can't figure out how to get. I don't remember how to adjust my. There we go. Cellular mode. We'll go to linear mode.
Linear mode. Real quick, Michael. In our Slack chat with Eric, he sent a picture of a wall cloud that he's viewing from his vantage point in Danville, looking up at that storm that's tornado warned.
Okay, I will go and pull that. Let's see, where is he? What Slack channel? There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely a big wall cloud there north of Danville. I will take a picture of that, pull that bad boy up, and we will share that real quick. Go to this one. Let me pull that back on window. Here is that wall cloud there. Very low, very, very low wall cloud. Probably ask him if it's rotating. Is the wall cloud rotating? Nonetheless, very, very, very low look there. Again, that is out of Danville. So there's our Slack channel. You can see where we're all communicating there. We'll see what he says. Let me go back to that image real quick. Where is that at? Window. Why is that?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching the correlation coefficient to see if there's any debris signals. I'm not seeing anything yet, so that's good news based off Eric's message. Maybe haven't seen anything drop down. Lauren's got a video too, it looks like. Let me check that out.
Okay, I can.
Yeah, see that.
Oh yeah, look.
I can pull that up possibly and play that. Let me share that one. Replace. Here we go. There's that video. And again, you can kind of see that wall cloud, I think, is rotating a little bit.
He says it's out of range now.
Okay. Yeah, nice video there of the lowering, though. Again, we have a couple of staff members out there that live in the Danville area. So this is from Lauren's house. And you can see the clearing to the right. Normally an indication there that it's trying to do something, right? It's trying to do something out there in Danville, but nothing confirmed just yet. Let's go back to radar, Brett, and see.
He said it's definitely rotating.
Okay.
So
Who said that?
Eric, yeah.
Eric. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you go back in here and look at this big severe thunderstorm warning that's going to cover this area. I've got a couple of cities here just so you guys can see. Big population, about 365,000 people. Whitestown, 804. Eagle Village, 808. Westfield, 808. Carmel, 812. 70-mile-per-hour winds with this. Considerable thunderstorm wind damage being possible here. Tipton, 815. See, Kokomo, 820. Just to give you guys some ideas here of where this is going into the Noblesville area. Probably right about that 8:20 time frame as well. So big severe thunderstorm warning there. Let's get a read back in on that. Look at these out here. These are kind of getting interesting too a little bit. No light.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on the one near Jasper too.
Hmm.
That I am starting to see some subtle rotation with as well.
Yeah, it's this rotation here is broad. It's sloppy. It's out ahead of it. Kind of typical QLCS behavior here. Luckily, no organized rotation. If there's going to be anything that can quickly drop, it's going to be between Tilden, Pittsboro, west of Brownsburg, there, Maplewood, somewhere up in here probably. As that kind of moves east again, sloppy, which is good. Nothing super organized, but that was a nice wall cloud lowering there. It just never touched the ground. And you said where at, Brett? Down near Jasper?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching that cell down near Jasper. Kind of has some broad rotation on it as well.
Those are straight.
This warning is for 2-inch diameter hail too, so that's going to be considerable damage.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. That's nasty. 2-inch hail. Holy moly. 70-mile-per-hour wind and lime-size hail. Okay. We could probably get a pretty good view of that on Clarity.
Yep. Just pulling that up.
Current hail tracks. Nothing quite that big on Clarity yet.
Well, and I think part of the issue with radar right now is the air is so dry that radar is not picking up super great on the liquid in the storm. They tend to underdo hail size when the air is dry, and the dew points were only in the 50s.
Yeah, if you take this out a little bit here, just north of Jasper along 231, west of Du Bois Crossroads, south of State Road 256. Those are that's a big signature there for hail. And you see that darkest color showing up right there, or that brightest color. That's a hail signature for sure. So
yeah, and Michael, all three of these storms down here, Jasper, Shoals, and Bedford,
yeah,
I see broad rotation in all of those and little notches in all of those.
Yep.
Certainly some damaging winds regardless, but you can kind of see that look there.
Yep, you can in all of them. It's 8 o'clock. That jet should be coming to life, now. So these storms will probably try to latch onto that jet for sure at this point in time. Weird how it's doing that flashy thing there. I don't know why it's doing that. There's a new warning there for Paoli. 1.75-inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable wind damage being possible damage threat from hail and wind. That's a nasty thunderstorm there for Paoli and Jasper. And again, it certainly has the rotation tendencies there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine, that any of these, I think, are capable of producing a tornado. So I would be keeping a very close eye on all of these storms right now, from just south of Bloomington, Bedford, Paoli. These will eventually move towards Columbus, Seymour, and Salem here over the next 30 to 45 minutes.
Yep. We'll kind of go right into this area here. And again, that jet, as it comes east, I could see these locally kind of enhancing as these come east, especially down here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go back into this one. A little interesting development trying to get behind this. That tornado warning for Hendricks County has been allowed to expire and drop. They've dropped it there. This one here, this kind of a wall of wind. Check this out. Jeez Louises.
Is that for 70?
What's that?
Is that warning for 70 or is it for 60?
70 miles an hour.
I was going to say, I bet there's
Yeah,
probably that's a pretty widespread area. I think you said 300,000 people in there, so that's a pretty considerable area of potential wind damage.
Yeah, it's moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. What is going on there? Let's see here. Let me map that out a little bit here so I can get you guys a good idea, and we'll just kind of map it through the wind part here. What did I say? Northeast at what?
North
45?
The warning's for 70.
No, the direction of the storm.
Oh, yes, northeast at at 60.
Is that what they're saying? 60?
No, actually, they're saying it's moving northeast at 70.
Okay. Well, I made it 60, but yeah, 370,000 people in that area.
We're getting John said he's closer to 62 in terms of the speed. So I think 60 is probably fine in terms of the how fast it's moving. Guys, real quick, just continuing to kind of look around here, you can still see some of these notches within this line. I don't let your guard down. Obviously, 70-mile-an-hour winds are nothing to bat your eyes about, but certainly could be still a tornado threat, a spin up along this line too.
Sorry, there's loud noises in my house. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to block those out. This one's trying.
It's starting to get its act together a little bit.
Yeah.
Gosport to Martinsville here soon.
It's doesn't have any lightning with it yet, which is interesting. But it's trying to. It's definitely getting up there on the returns. Okay.
I'm just kind of watching rotation tracks right now. Let's see. Eric's just sent another message. Oh, Brian just sent looks like a funnel cloud in Pittsburgh.
Funnel cloud in Pittsburgh. Okay.
Would have been from earlier.
Yeah, I was going to say that storm got out of there quick. It has cleared the county.
Yeah, these are moving very fast as that jet has kicked in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of what we were talking about. These are probably going to stay southeast of you're going to be able to see these are going to stay southeast of this line right here. So these are going to impact this area right in through here. If you are in, say if you're right through here, you may get split for severe weather unless this storm here decides to do something. You might get split, but that one's going to be moving right through here like this. The severe weather as of right now is north, and obviously it's north and south of that little what is happening? That little corridor. I don't know what's happening. That little corridor here. Again, you can see the severe weather up here, and then obviously down here with a little bit of a void in here, and we'll see kind of what happens. Always funny how that works out, Brett. We kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah. It is very similar to what we talked about. Maybe even a touch further south of where I thought that gap might be, a county or two further south.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what tends to happen in these types of setups.
Yep.
I think the only reason that the northern side is not really getting, we had some tornadoes, some tornado warnings, but I think the only reason that there haven't been more is because it looks like maybe the front has occluded, and so instead of a typical defined warm front, it's more of just a front or a boundary, cold front.
Yep. The new warning out there now it's covering Seymour, Brownstown. What county is Seymour in? Bartholomew County, or is that what that is?
No, Bartholomew is Columbus, and I should know what Seymour is.
I can't remember. I never can remember that county. I don't know why. This one here, Jackson County.
County.
Right. Yeah.
That's for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch diameter hail.
Okay. Interesting activity there near Bedford and Mitchell, but nothing really defined there. It's odd, but not. It's not odd, but not concerning, I guess. I don't know. It's a strange.
Yeah, it's there's rotation. It's just not. It's not well defined.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think this line is probably going to produce some decent damaging winds.
Yeah.
Really, from where it's at now, all the way through Louisville, I would imagine. Some of those areas got hit pretty hard last week with wind and hail, and it's going to happen again.
It's funny. I mean, yeah.
The only other area, Michael, that I'm kind of watching right now is still the storm that moved through Jasper that's kind of heading towards French Lick. The rotation is at least a little bit more interesting to me. If you go down there and look at the velocity, there's a decent little couplet here, kind of in that hook.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can see it even better if you turn on the Louisville radar. It might even show up a little bit better.
Let's see. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I mean these storms are all trying to do something interesting. You've got 3 areas here of actually 4. They're trying.
Yeah, they are.
Notches in all these areas. This is classic quasi-linear convective system, and these things can spin up tornadoes without tornado warnings, by the way. Now, the SPC did just say that the severe threat is increasing southern Indiana, western Kentucky, and an MD a little bit ago, which that's proven to be correct at this point. But look at that. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 areas to watch right now across southern Indiana.
Yeah, I would say, Michael, and you can tell me if you disagree, based off what I'm seeing to the north, I feel like there could still be a spin up, but the bigger tornado threat, I think, is beginning to set up a little bit further south.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a small window from where they are now to Louisville. It's not going to, be something that we deal with for the next 3 hours, but the next hour and a half, I think those southern storms have my attention the most, at least in terms of a tornado threat. That doesn't mean something can't spin up to the north, but I think the more widespread issue to monitor would be south.
Yeah, I agree. And as we've beaten into the ground tonight, along the nose of the jet, is where these things are thriving at the moment, because you can kind of see these storms up here are probably a little bit more elevated.
Mm-hmm.
These storms down here are probably a little bit more surface based, possibly latching to the jet, and these in between have been left out. They're the ones in the middle there of they're not going to get the action that probably some of you are wanting,
or many of you are not wanting.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how you look at that, a lot of people don't want thunderstorms. So, but not even any lightning in these, So, there's an area here between Morgan, Johnson, Marion, and kind of what county is that? There, Crapple along the. Anyways, that may not even get rain. The way this is moving, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically between the orange areas right now. I would say
Mm-hmm.
Greenwood, Franklin, Trafalgar, Bargersville. Maybe get some rain, but
Hancock County. That's the one I was looking for, east of Indy, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, we're getting a million questions. West of French Lick, John says, really starting to get going in terms of rotation.
Let's take a look.
That was the one I had my eye on too, John. Yeah, there needs to be a warning on that.
What county is French Lick in? Do we know? There's Paoli, just west of Paoli.
Is that Du Bois? Oh no, French Lick is in the county east of that. Orange County.
Yeah, you can see the rotation signal there on Clarity showing up, getting into French Lick, West Baden Springs there. I would say, let's look at this real quick on.
I'm getting, it was 8:01, so it's the last scan, but I got 53 inbound, 36 outbound. Now, of course, the new scan's not as aggressive, but there was a decent couplet there. There still is.
Mm-hmm.
13 inbound, 38 outbound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those where you could see a quick tornado between scans, you know, and you wouldn't even know it happened. That's how these things work. That storm up there in Bedford too.
Bedford. Yep, I was just about to say.
It's nasty looking there east there in Erie, 71 mile per hour wind estimates. I mean, this in here is this doesn't, again, you couldn't rule out a quick rain wrapped up and down tornado in this in split seconds, really. So
Quick check-in on the north side. I'm not seeing anything super notable in terms of couplets right now. Nothing like super defined. Wind for sure. 70-mile-an-hour winds. But nothing else right now.
Yep, just a nasty storm up there in Hamilton County coming in. I'm sure the sky probably looks a little ominous. Go back here to radar. Hamilton County, Tipton, Howard County, that storm there again, capable of 70-mile-per-hour winds. It looks nasty there. Might see some low-hanging scud clouds that people mistake for tornadoes and funnels, but are not. Particularly looks to be an outflow dominant storm for the most part. But nonetheless, a wall of wind heading into Hamilton County on the western end of it.
Yeah, tree damage, power lines. Certainly, maybe some power outages with that line will be possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're just guys. We're just kind of waiting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
See if anything else spins up.
So funny how this one just can't do it. It's been trying and trying, and it just can't even get a lightning bolt,
It's the Indy bubble.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is no lightning, no nothing there. Brown County got some thunderstorms there, but
well, we can maybe while we wait, since there's nothing, no tornadoes, nothing new to report. I'll go through and try to answer a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Right now, Greenwood, I don't have any major concerns for Greenwood right now. We'll keep an eye on that storm to the west, but I don't see anything that's imminent for the Greenwood area. Let's see here. 1-inch hail in Ulitic. Did I say that right, John? I don't know. I don't ever know if I say that.
Not sure if I know that one either.
That city right. Let's see here. Trying to go through some comments. Somebody said Logansport just had a tornado on the ground. We need to confirm that.
Logansport? Where's Logansport at? Up north there?
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, a while ago.
I'm trying.
Radar skipping.
EMA reports near the airport, pieces of a destroyed barn are in the way and multiple power poles are down.
So EMA is reporting near the airport, barns destroyed and multiple power lines down.
So this again is what I've kind of been harping on. I don't know where the Logansport Airport is in terms of its location to the actual city, but this is what these setups do. Again, they can drop tornadoes very quickly without little to no even indication. I could see something possibly right here, Brett.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on the north side or if it's just right in downtown, but regardless, depending on the structure, the winds looked insane going through there.
Yeah.
So it could be a combination of straight line wind damage and maybe a quick spin up too.
Right. Yeah,
I'll see if I can find where the airport is.
These things there's a new severe thunderstorm warning just got issued.
Lebanon.
For Lebanon, Boone County, northern Hendricks County again. Some of you might be hearing the tornado sirens. I don't know. I don't know what these guys are doing right now. But that's a nasty thunderstorm nonetheless. And this is probably is that a new warning? Or, yeah, here, I had an old radar up. I'm sorry. Here we go. There's the new warning.
Oh, another one on the kind of the backside.
Yeah, hail being possible. It's a little backside action, little round 2 action there for our friend Kirk up there in Lebanon. He always gets it,
Kirk always gets the craziest weather up there.
Screw Kirk.
If Indy has a bubble, then Lebanon is like a vortex. I don't it snows, it storms. He gets everything.
Yeah, he does. He moved away from Bargersville and took it all with him. That's what he did.
Moved up to the north side.
Yeah, there's the wind estimates, 60, 67 mile per hour wind estimates there for sure. And then on the south side of Hendricks County, northern, these upper, you can tell these are upper level wind, elevated wind readings here from velocity scan.
They're saying it's oolitic, not oolitic. Oolitic sounds more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Personally. But.
Oh, who says what it is? It could be whatever we want it to be. Like, no one determines what it is. I don't know.
We've had somewhat heated debates about how you pronounce Nevada. I say Nevada. John says Nevada. Oh, John says
Nevada,
John says it right. It's Vince that says Nevada. Anyway.
Tornado warning.
There we go. That was the one we were watching.
Yeah, let's get on that one down there. That's going to be for northwest Jackson County, southern Brown County, southwestern Bartholomew County. That's a nasty looking storm right there. Let's go and take a look at this. Let's see. Radar indicated it's going to go for the next 32 minutes until 8:45. And that is going to be moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So let's get a timer on this bad boy and see what. I got the old. I got the wrong one up. You know how I do that. I love it.
There's got to be an easier way to.
There we go. I wish there was, Brett. For the love of God. There we go. Let's turn that thing on. Sorry, guys, we're getting there. I'm trying to time this out for you.
I've got some times on.
Is it 45 or 60 miles an hour? I can't remember now.
It was 50.
50. Yep. There's 50 mile per hour movement. There we go. All right. So in the path of the tornado warning, and it's primarily going to hit this northwestern Jackson County and southeastern Brown County. That's where the core of this is probably going to go. With a southwestern Bartholomew County hit there towards the end of this. And so here's some of your times. Ogleville, 839. It says total population is 0. I don't think that's correct. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Yeah, mine. Well, I go all the way through Columbus. Mine says 65,000.
Okay. Yeah. Let me.
I've got, and Michael, if you want, I can take over for a minute if you
give me one more chance before I get fired.
Okay.
Take it out here. 45. There we go. We got it. There's the warning there. In taking it all the way out through Columbus, Ogleville, 841, population 60,000 people there. Bethel Village, 848. Columbus, 851. And not a lot of big cities there with that tornado warning, but nonetheless, there it is. It's going for the next 32 minutes as it moves northeast.
Yeah, if it continues on this track, yeah, you've got Columbus at 850-ish.
Yeah.
850-ish. Taylorsville at 854. And then you're out into Hartsville at 904, Norristown at 906.
Mm-hmm.
That gets you through the next 50 minutes or so if it continues with the warning past southwestern Bartholomew County.
Apparently, it's really getting going in Franklin right now. Winds on the northern end or something.
What do you say?
He said some reports that it's getting going in Franklin right now. Winds on the northern edge. Wind is crazy in Franklin.
According to Vince and Lisa.
Yeah, we're getting some comments here in the power flickering in Franklin. That's hard to say. Power
Good.
flickering in Franklin.
Goodness.
Let's see here.
I just had a gust of 30 at my house in Parkersville. This little storm too, I'm going to revisit this real quick up there coming into Lebanon. That's got a nice little Boeing notch there out in front of it. We'll go to nothing too crazy there though. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm still keeping an eye on the broad rotation that's just west of Paoli, just north of French Lick. And then the another one, there's 4 cells here that are worth monitoring. The one with the tornado warning on it, which is the northern end, that's into parts of Brown County and southwestern Bartholomew County. And then the next storm to the south that's in Mitchell right now, a little bit of broad rotation there. And then the one that I still am surprised that hasn't been warned at all is the one in French Lick. There's still some rotation on that one.
Yep, right there
as well. So you kind of have 3 storms lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And then these ones to the south, I think, will produce some pretty decent wind as well as those storms start to head towards Marengo, English, in that area over there.
Mm-hmm. They scan there still. It's there's something there right there near Norman. Sloppy somewhat, not as organized. Headed right for Ogleville. I don't know. Hard telling what it is, but okay.
Yeah, I'm going through Twitter, seeing if we can find any reports. Let's see here. Getting some messages on Facebook too. Another wall cloud report from Danville earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a nice lowering there earlier for sure. That one was close.
Yeah, getting some great viewer pictures in from that Danville storm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Strong inflow notch now on there, northwestern Jackson County. Broad nonetheless.
Is that the wind, John? Well, we're getting wind here because the roof is shaking.
Oh, wow. Take it off.
It might.
Gosh, I better be careful what I'm saying.
John says, based on the noise, he estimates 40. John's been here through all the storms.
I love it. Based on the noise, he's got an estimate. I can't stand him. Tell him I can't.
He can hear you.
That's funny. Okay. Well, yeah. So let's continue. Stay in the safe place there, northwestern Jackson County. This is a great example, by the way. The entire county of Jackson is probably getting tornado sirens right now, and I want to make sure you understand something, that in the southeastern portion over to where that tornado warning is, it's almost 30 miles away. Okay. So this is where it gets very, very important to understand location-specific alerting. It's only the northwestern side of the county. It is not all of Jackson County. It's not even close. You're nowhere in here right now is there a tornado, okay, or a possible tornado. But right here, right where that orange dot is, that would be where we're monitoring for that. So if you're in Brownstown, Seymour, Medora, no tornado for you. I know your phones are probably going off and all the things, but the tornado warning is northwest of your location right now. Brett?
Yes.
I am retiring the screen share option, and And now it is going to you.
All right, I'm up.
I'm 2 hours in on radar analysis tonight.
Let's I'm gonna look at clarity for a second.
Yeah.
Kind of get a bigger picture of this, and then we'll go back to that tornado warning for parts of Bartholomew and Brown County there.
Hey, real quick, Brett,
Yeah.
I just got a text from my buddy Andrew, Precision Fiber, whose shirt I'm wearing, by the way. He says that the roof to the Franklin Skate Club was ripped off.
Wow.
There in Franklin on US 31. Andrew, if you're watching, bud, I'm not sure where you heard that from, or if you can get me some further information, or any of the staff here watching, if we can see if what caused that. Obviously, probably wind. It's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on.
Maybe just the outflow of these from the storms to the south, Brett.
If you I'm gonna switch over to.
I see it. I see it on mine.
I'm gonna switch over to radar scope real quick, or radar Omega. Gosh, whatever.
Just south of Franklin, some indications of there's some wind in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of is it the dry line? Alyssa confirmed the skate club.
Okay. Well, hats off to my buddy Andrew for shooting me that text. Appreciate you, bud. He just sent a roof was just ripped off Franklin skate rink. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's no warning on that, so you can kind of see behind here indications of 40-50. So there just must be a lot of descending air that's intensifying as it works towards the surface, and so I'm going to circle a rough area of where we may need to watch out for some issues just with wind, given that report, kind of in this area, even though the storms are not notable.
You have to wonder too if it's that dry line bulging in, if that wind came from the south to the north, possibly.
Yeah, it's certainly possible, because you can see a lot of this wind is kind of behind where the storms are here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very uncommon.
So yeah, Franklin, Nineveh, Shelbyville, Edinburgh. Given that report, there's no warning here, but be on the lookout for the potential for some damaging winds in the next 10 minutes, probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, no, that's great. Okay.
This storm is still looking rather impressive with the hook here. The rotation is broad, but definitely still worth the warning. You can kind of see that right here. What is that, near Kurtz?
Mm-hmm.
I would say that we're getting it here now.
Where you're at?
Yes. What's that estimate, John? 50?
Really? Wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah, John's gonna go.
Holy crap! I just got another image. People are commenting. Brett, I got some buddies commenting. This from a buddy Jay Wilson here said that this person's kids their car was almost hit by the roof coming off.
Oh my gosh!
On 31 in Franklin. Says John Lawler says my kids were almost hit by the roof from the skate club. That's why. So it must have lifted it up and literally displaced it. So the skate club is on the west side of 31. If you're heading south, if it was lifted up, then the winds came from the west and blew to the east over 31. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So that would make sense on the backside wind like that coming in just like that in Franklin.
So yeah, it's what, right around here probably.
Yeah, it's just before Franklin, right there. It's exactly where it's at.
And so kind of on this path here. So again, Shelbyville and anywhere kind of east of Franklin, east of I-65.
Yep.
I'm going to, again, kind of circle an area that I would be most concerned about right here. You could maybe include
these winds that are I'm surprised we haven't warned them
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they're non-thunderstorm winds. I mean, it's stormy now.
Why don't you tell Kemper to toss out a warning from us in Eastern Johnson and Western Shelby?
He did 10 minutes ago.
Look at him.
Vince did. We'll give Vince credit.
Perfect.
50 to 60. So yeah, that's we have the ability on Clarity to post some of these
private warnings to clients.
Private warnings to clients.
Yeah.
So somebody said they have open skate there tonight.
Wow.
At the skate club.
Hopefully no one was hurt. I'm not sure. I need to switch windows. I've got my messages are blowing up. Let me rearrange myself here. I'm trying to there we go. Comments. These newest ones go, okay. The skate club is all huddled in the bathroom. I have a friend there. Okay. Wow.
So I'm noticing, I don't know for sure, but I'm noticing a little bit of some lower correlation coefficient values, maybe some indications of some kind of debris being lofted here. It's associated with this kind of notch, this little ball that you see here on the radar, kind of between Kurtz and Freetown.
Mm-hmm.
So not completely out of the question that there's some kind of tornado on the ground in these areas. And again, heading towards southwestern Bartholomew County here shortly.
Boy, the rotation, Brett, on Clarity. Go to Clarity and go to the rotation tool. That is quite the image. And it's highlighted exactly where you just were. If you can switch your window there. Yep. It's a pretty strong signal for rotation there. Southwest Jackson County. It's coming into the area there.
Seen that a little bit. Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new severe thunderstorm warning, but not a new tornado warning yet. This tornado warning is going to need to be extended.
Yeah, Jackson, Columbus Metro. I mean, take shelter. I mean, it probably isn't going to be too long. Probably 8:50 we said for Columbus.
Yeah, about 8:45 to 8:50, John, for Columbus. I would say these storms are moving so fast. 50 plus miles an hour. So, just real quick, it is the leading edge of the storm is only about 12 miles from Columbus. So 12 miles at 50 miles an hour, 15 minutes. Yeah. 8:45 to 8:50 for Columbus. There needs to be a new warning. If you're in the Columbus area, again, I would probably go ahead and take shelter and plan on the warning being extended. And if not, I would do it anyway.
Yeah. I wonder real quick, Brett, while you're live streaming, I'm going to make a quick post on socials and blast that one out. So you go ahead and you said it was moving northeast at 50.
Yep. Northeast at 50 miles an hour. I'm going to go back over so this is the rotation. What you all are seeing here, this is the rotation tracks. This is anytime you start seeing these turquoise colors, that's a pretty strong indication of notable rotation. And so I'm going to use this as a tool here for a second. They actually let the tornado warning expire. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. Well.
You can see it disappeared. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. State Road 135 here, as this starts to work kind of east of the Hoosier National Forest, Freetown, Spraytown, Waymansville. Again, I'm not super familiar with, I know there's not a ton of population in here, but I'm sure that there are some. What I'm concerned about is as this moves towards I-65, it starts to get into more of a populated area. And so kind of on the south side of Columbus, Jonesville, Ogleville, Garden City, all of these areas that you can see here that I'm kind of highlighting with my mouse, I personally would take this seriously. I would go ahead and go to a basement, go to a shelter place. I just don't think it's worth messing with. I'm looking again. I'm going to go back over to Radar Omega here for a second because I'm still seeing some indications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if we look at this, to me, this looks like a debris signature. So I'm really confused on why there's not a tornado warning on this right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to come any minute. I mean, I don't know how it couldn't at this point.
So we still have it. It's not the most intense rotation signal that I've ever seen, but it's definitely there. You can see it very clearly right here. Associated, you could see it on the right here too. So I think that there is, if there's not a tornado on the ground, there's the potential for one. And again, I'm going to I'll take this to a single screen so it's a little bit easier to see, and I'll draw my very rough idea of where I think this is going to track and where I think you should take shelter. It would be right through here, right in here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your rotation is right here, and it's going to be moving into this region, cross I-65, Jonesville, Azalea, Elizabethtown eventually. Right now, Michael, I would say it looks just south of Columbus, based off of the current kind of rotation tracks. So just south of Columbus, I would be keeping an eye on things. Let's see. My aunt, somebody is reporting my aunt lives in Freetown, said it's bad. Sirens are going off down there. Well, there's not a tornado warning, but I'm glad the sirens are going off in this case.
Freetown, yeah, just south of that. Yeah. Broad rotation. That rotation is evident. I don't understand why we wouldn't just warn it for just unknowns at this point.
So this is the area. I'm going to leave this on the screen so you all can kind of see this. And if you've got friends and family in this area, I'd go ahead and share it. This is just our custom thought here. Again, there's not a tornado warning right now, but we think that there's probably should be a tornado warning given the history of rotation with this storm, some indications of potential debris with this storm, and the very evident hook that you can see that I have circled here with this storm. So this is kind of just south of Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak, you're probably getting some really, really heavy rain, probably some hail up there. You can see all the lightning strikes as well, kind of north of where the rotation is. And so, yeah.
Let's run up, Brett, and check on the north side of Indy. We have a couple of new warnings for Hamilton County and Tipton County. Couple of new warnings there. Take us through those.
Yeah, so we've got a 60-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning that's going to include Cicero, Atlanta, Frankton, Elwood, Alexandria. I'll look here just based off the radar indication. Doesn't look like you don't see really any notable signs of rotation, but can click out ahead of this little hook here. That's something to watch. But out ahead of this, look at this, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. There's so much wind energy with this storm. All of these storms have the potential to create damaging winds, which is why I think most of them are warned right now. And then we've got this second and third storm out here, Lebanon, Tipton, Frankfurt, again, for 60 mile an hour winds. They just let that other one expire. So these two up here, primarily a wind threat. I would say this one especially. It's warned for 60. I wouldn't be shocked to see 70. Not really seeing any rotation on the velocity scans, but a little hook here, just northeast of Cicero. So maybe at least worth monitoring this area, but not seeing any rotation that I'm too concerned about as of yet. And then in the middle here, even though we've had some wind, just not a lot going on, kind of right in downtown. We have our bubble here just in terms of storms splitting us north and south in this case.
It's interesting that we had the confirmed tornado earlier in Hammond, Indiana, and I don't see that being reflected in the Storm Prediction Center reports yet. Maybe they're lagged a little bit.
Back down to this one. This is still probably the biggest concern. Still a notable hook here. We still have decent rotation, I would say. We've got 67, 70 mile per hour winds towards the radar, 25 mile per hour winds away from the radar. So some decent broad rotation here right in this area. I continue to think that there needs to be a tornado warning on that right through here.
Mm-hmm.
and then through this area. Probably some hail. I'd be curious if anybody's has any hail reports through here. So this is heading towards Ogleville, Jonesville, Azalea, Elizabethtown, just south of Columbus right now with this rotation. You can see it here, away from the radar, towards the radar, and then kind of moving in this direction. Whoa! Oh gosh.
What did you do?
Yeah. This direction here. So if you're between these pink lines, I would still, and I'm still seeing, Michael, really evident rotation tracks on Clarity near Spraytown as these move east. So again, I think that there is the potential for a tornado with this storm, and it will be moving. If you're in between those pink lines that you see there on the right, I would take shelter. I would get in your safe spot in your house, in a closet, in a bathroom, in an interior room, or a basement if you have one.
Yeah, I mean, what is going on?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Do we have a BAM warning there?
John, do we have a BAM warning there?
Specialized nowcast first.
He's doing a specialized nowcast.
I don't understand. We should. That doesn't make any sense. I don't. Yeah, it's headed right for Saraland. I'm texting Brian, and I mean I don't, Brett. I'm just so confused. I mean, what does the correlation coefficient look like there?
It's not bad anymore.
Okay.
So if there was a tornado, perhaps it's lifted now.
Yeah.
But if we go back a couple of frames,
yeah,
it was there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
It's still got indication of it ain't normal. We can say that much. You know.
This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that may be dust or something that this storm is kicking up out ahead of it. Let me look at the velocity down here. Yeah, probably so. Not a huge rotation signal, but a very strong wind signal down here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that a couple of times that it's almost like some of these storms are kicking up some dust, because this is actually slightly out ahead of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of look down here, double check Paoli, double check Southern Indiana.
Excuse me.
This one is interesting, Michael.
Yeah, it is. It seems it seems divergent with its wind there. It's interesting that it's very. I don't know. Yeah, again, these QLCSs have a mind of their own. Boom and Whiteland, maybe a transformer. Someone says.
A little bit of rotation near Tazewell, English, towards Marengo.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been down
Real
there.
quick, if you don't mind, pause for station identification here. I would like to direct your all's attention to the screen here and just talk to you real quick about what you're seeing. This is no idea where this window is even at. I don't even know how you're seeing this, but this is how you get started. Hang on. Let me go back here. I don't know what's going on. For those of you watching, we want you to try out our services, our platform. It's called Clarity by BAM Weather, and we have a free trial right now. And it is new tornado warning for your cell, Brett. Real quick.
It's about
BAMWX.com, top right-hand corner. We're doing all this, updating you all. We've got our meteorologists on the backside keeping folks posted. You can go to start free trial and sign up today. Brett, let's go ahead and you reshare your radar Omega. We have a tornado warning now for southeastern Jackson County including Elizabethtown, Burnsville, just south of Columbus. That particular tornado warning is going to go for 19 minutes. It is radar indicated. Central Bartholomew County until 9 o'clock. It was located 8 miles southwest of Columbus. It's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour is the current thought process with that. So if you are south of Columbus there in between Elizabethtown up along I-65, it's crossing I-65 probably as we speak. And then getting into Elizabethtown, you are probably, that's an interesting signature now.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the correlation.
Yeah.
Again, maybe some kind of very subtle indications of some kind of debris in here.
Yep, for sure. Interesting. Hey, yeah, I don't know what took so long to get this warning out. I'm glad we talked about it as much as we did. We posted it, 15 minutes ago. And I believe we sent out a nowcast to the area too, right, John?
We've sent out 2 for that area.
2 for that storm in the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, so if you all had clarity down there, you already knew this was coming long ago. But yeah, I mean, that's an interesting signal there. That tornado warning, again, it's going to go for 19 minutes. This is live for someone asking. We are live. Hello.
This is, yeah, we're not robots.
Jackson County. Brett, real quick, if you can, zoom out a little bit to talk about what part of Jackson County, because the tornado sirens are going off for the whole damn county. And we need to make sure that folks are aware of what part of Jackson County.
Yeah. So, guys, well, the whole thing is in Bartholomew County right now. It's not even in Jackson County.
I'm sorry. Did I say Jackson?
You did.
I've said Jackson several times. That's my apologies. It is out of Jackson into Bartholomew, just south of Columbus.
I was like, well, there shouldn't be tornado sirens. Okay.
That's my fault. I even said it wrong in the post.
You're good. You're good. Hope, if you can edit that. Hope is watching, and this tornado warning is for Hope in Bartholomew County, but it's southeastern Bartholomew County. So if the tornado sirens are going off in Bartholomew County right now, it's kind of the southeastern portion of Columbus, Elizabethtown, Ogleville, Burnsville, Hartsville, Hope, but then northwest. As you get kind of just south of Edinburgh, Cornbrook, Clifford, these areas are not in the tornado warning. And so if you're hearing the sirens north of this area in here that I am circling, you are okay. There's probably going to be some wind, damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, lightning, all that good stuff. But it's in this pink area. If you were in this area, here's State Road 46. Here's I-65. If you are in this area, take shelter right now. Get into bathroom, interior room, away from windows, basement, whatever the case may be for your specific situation. I'm still seeing potentially some indications of debris down here. It's not the biggest debris ball signature that I've ever seen, but there's something other than just rain in this area that I've circled, whether it's debris that's been lofted up, that's still kind of hanging out, whether it's a weak tornado that's on the ground and lifting stuff up, or a combination of both. I don't think that it's just rain in Ogleville, really right along 65 through here right now.
Yep. Okay.
So that's the biggest issue that we've got going on right now. We zoom out all the way. You still have severe thunderstorm warnings down here, a couple to the north, but this tornado warning here, just south of Columbus, biggest issue area now.
That latest scan, Brett, is go back to the velocity on that. That latest scan is
holy moly. Yeah.
If you're in Waynesville or Elizabethtown, you need to be in shelter right away. you've probably got a tornado here at this point. And it may have actually this may be on the ground, may have been on the ground for a little bit. Yeah, that's right along US 31. It's crossed 65 already, between 31 and 65, but that's an impressive scan there. Headed into Elizabethtown there in Bartholomew County, south of Columbus Metro, probably direct hit for Elizabethtown, or maybe just northwest of it. I don't know. It's going to be really close. And the other thing too is on the north fringe of this, probably some decent hail there coming into Columbus on the south and southwest side of Columbus. Guys, that's a nasty looking signal there. Again, just south of Columbus, Indiana, as of 8:47 p.m. If you are in Elizabethtown, just north and west of Burnsville, along US 31, you need to be in shelter now, away from windows, center part of your house. You're probably losing power, I would imagine. But that's a interesting return. So.
Yeah, so this would be the area within the tornado warning that I would be most concerned about right now. If we zoom in on this even a little bit more, just to show you all what we're looking at, we can turn on our inspector tool. What we're looking at, guys, are kind of these different colors right next to each other. It's called a couplet. It gives us an idea of where winds are rotating. And so here we've got winds 52 miles an hour towards the radar. Directly next to it, we've got, well, it just skipped a frame. Let me go back. Then you had 72 mile an hour winds going away from the radar. So that's what we call 122 mile per hour gate to gate shear. That is more than enough to drop a tornado, maybe even a strong tornado.
Yeah, I'm fearing it's not going to be an average run of the mill tornado there. I do know that we have someone saying tornado sirens now in Seymour. That's northeast Jackson County.
It's because of the severe thunderstorm warning, probably.
Yeah. So, it's, again, you can see, Brett, if you actually go to that, there is some indication of some rotation there just west of Seymour a little bit on that particular cell. I wouldn't be shocked to see this one go warned soon, possibly. It's broad a little bit, but you can see it's
stronger.
Yeah, it's trying, especially near Shields right there. It's trying to rotate a little bit. So right now, gosh, just south of Columbus and just west of Seymour, Bartholomew and Jackson County, that's these are some decent signals right now.
Lights are flickering here.
At the office?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Low-level jets really putting winds all across here.
Yeah, some pretty just wind after the cells have passed. So,
gosh, that latest scan now in Bartholomew. Jeez Louises.
CC here a little bit on that too.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see.
You can see where the hail core is, and then to the east of it, where the tornado probably is, that lines up with velocity. I think it's on the ground.
Right in here. We believe that there is probably.
Go back to the velocity now. That new scan. There's probably a strong tornado on the ground in Elizabethtown.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. If you are northwest of Elizabethtown, again, you need to be in shelter. I don't know how we're going to get an observed tornado at this point. We need to see.
Rain wrapped. Yeah.
Rain wrapped. Lights are flickering everywhere. They're flickering here too. And it's that low-level jets fired up, so the wind's going crazy everywhere. And again, it's something we talked about. Brett, we talked about that this morning. 9 o'clock, these things could fire up.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
The low-level jet. Real quick, I'm going to just very, very quickly, I'm going to switch over to Clarity because I want to show you all the rotation tracks on this because it's one of the stronger signals that I've seen on Clarity since its inception, to be honest.
Yeah.
Around here. So we're maxed out in terms of the rotation here. You can see maxed out as it was crossing I-65. and still going strong right now as it's working towards State Road 7 here, towards State Road 31, as it goes through southeastern and eastern Bartholomew County. So, and look, there's the latest scan. Look at that. Look how strong the rotation track was just east of 65 near Waynesville, between Waynesville and Walesboro, heading right towards Elizabethtown and just to the north of Elizabethtown. This is State Street here and US 31. It's probably crossing US 31, as we speak, probably crossing US 31.
Just
And
we're at new scans in.
We're under the belief that there's probably a tornado, potentially a strong one, in this area right now. And based off again, we're still getting, I'll switch back over to Radar Omega here to show you all what the correlation coefficient, basically when you all see these colors, the greens and the blues, it's indicating rotation. It's messy right now because this is probably a rain wrapped tornado, but there's still some indications of some kind of debris in this area passing probably just barely to the north of Elizabethtown, right along State Road 31.
Yeah.
See if we get any, go to the comments real quick, see if we're getting any reports or anything.
Not the signal you want to see here, just northwest of Elizabethtown. Strong signal for a tornado on the ground. Yeah, I'm just making a post here. Let's see.
Need to keep an eye on this storm down near Seymour too. Let me look at the velocity on this real quick. It's trying. It's just not as strong yet. But from Seymour to North Vernon, I'd be keeping an eye on this storm too. Damaging winds for sure with this storm, but some broad rotation as well. At least worth keeping an eye on if you're Seymour, North Vernon, and points to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at this latest scan here, Michael. It's rain wrapped for sure.
Yeah, gosh, but that you've got 64 100-mile-per-hour gate-to-gate shear right now.
Yeah. Let's see. We're getting a bunch of messages in the staff. Yeah. This is not a good situation out here. Any reports that you all have? Obviously, yep, there it is. You can really clearly see it now, Michael. A little bit more defined right over State Road 46.
Yeah, guys, if any of you are in that area, getting word from a buddy that it's a stovepipe tornado. So I just saw that comment. It's getting grounded. Here it is. I know, Tristan. Getting word from a buddy. It's a stovepipe just passing Columbus exit. Stovepipe tornado. Let's see. Okay. Franklin Fire Department just got dispatched to the skate club for the roof collapse. So that was a little bit earlier. Okay.
I've got some pictures of that too that Ian sent me.
Okay.
He said, can confirm part of the roof of the skate club did come off and it appears a pole fell down. It was pretty large, and as you can see, it almost hit that person's car. There's debris all over the parking lot. You can see where it seems that the wind got underneath part of the roof and started to rip it up.
Can you send that to me?
Yes.
I can, or you can send it to yourself and display it, whatever you want to do.
I'll send it to myself. I'll airdrop it.
Okay. The latest scan still, Brett, is actually even more impressive. Go back to velocity now. We're looking just west of State Road 46. This tornado is on the ground.
Look at this, Michael. Look at this is a very strong debris signal now for a tornado on the ground just north of Elizabethtown.
There's your velocity scan. That is 5851. New Bern, Indiana, and just north of Burnsville, along State Road 46. You've got to be in shelter right away. If you are in the path of this, you need to be in shelter. It's moving off to the north and east. It's a strong, probably at this point, long track tornado at this point right now, as it's moving into New Bern, Burnsville, in between those two towns, smaller towns, Grammar there as well. But that's about as defined as it gets for a tornado warning here in Indiana. And it's been this way now for about 10 to 15 minutes, Brett.
Yeah, this has been on the ground probably for a while. And there was a gap in the tornado warnings there where we were talking about that kind of in southwestern Bartholomew County. It wouldn't shock me if it's been on the ground the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. New warning there. They've extended it.
Yep.
And that has been observed tornado. We do have observed tornado now. That warning verbiage is the National Weather Service has issued a observed tornado until 9:15 for northwestern Decatur County and east central Bartholomew County. At 8:56, a confirmed tornado was located 7 miles east of Columbus, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Weather spotters have confirmed a brief tornado earlier south of Columbus. So again, that is going to go until 9:15. Observed tornado there for northwestern Decatur County and east central Bartholomew County. If you are in the path there where Brett has it highlighted, Hartsville, State Road 46 along and south, tornado on the ground. It's headed that way. It's another tight scan there of a couplet that it's headed into up next Greensburg. Greensburg's a bigger city. So if you are in the path of this, it's racing northeast at about 50 miles per hour. It's exactly 50 if you want to put a timer on it. It is moving northeast at 50. And again, that would put it into, we could take it all the way out to Greensburg there. That would put it into the Greensburg area, probably right around 9. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is moving so fast. These warnings, go out a long way. That's only 20 minutes. You could argue that this warning could, because of how fast that it's moving, just to give folks even more time. If we zoom out here, you could maybe extend this out to here, even arguably, give a little bit more room for error the further out that it goes. Wow, look at that scan.
How Jordan Height says house hit just south of State Road 7 and US 31. So it looks like we've got some damage confirmation now coming out of the area as it moves into just south of Hartsville there. Let's see if I've got any other comments here. Let's see. I'm looking.
Still a very clear debris signature right now between Burnsville and Hartsville.
Yeah, guys, and this is why we subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us. We did see this long before it ever went to this direction, and Brett was harping on this one big time a half an hour ago. Caught on to this product sent out into Clarity. Yeah, this is why you watch these. We don't mess around. Let's see. Let's see. Confirmed touchdown. Is everyone okay? Yeah. All right. That one down there in Northeast Jackson now getting into.
Yeah, this one may need a warning soon.
Yeah.
So
it's trying. Boy, up there near Jonesville, right there. That's.
Yeah, a couple of spots in here that I think are worth watching. Kind of this area here, right over 65, and then it's almost kind of a funky looking storm here, but kind of the south side of the storm may almost be two separate storms here, one here and one here.
Yep. For those of you wondering, the map on the left is the reflectivity. It's basically how hard the precipitation is hitting the surface. The map on the right is the velocity scan. It's telling us the direction of the wind and the strength of the wind. So it's how we can determine if the storms are rotating and how strong they might be if they are. So we view that in 2 panels so we can kind of correlate for you all where this is happening so you kind of get a visual for that.
Rotation may be broadening a little bit on this latest scan, so that's some good news. Certainly still potentially a tornado on the ground capable of producing a tornado, but that's a good sign at least. Would like to see that a couple more frames to see if we can continue to kind of broaden and weaken this rotation a little bit here across Hartsville and the Burnsville area as this starts to approach, as you mentioned, probably a higher population area in Greensburg, because Greensburg is the next one that it'll hit.
Yep.
And then again, kind of this area in here. I don't know if they're going to issue a warning for it or not yet, but worth kind of keeping an eye on this area, kind of North Vernon and points to the north as this works east over the next 10 minutes or so. While real quick, I'll pop this up because we're still getting a ton of people asking about the skate part. But here's the picture that Ian Elliott sent our way of the skate park, so you can see the roof there, all bent up. Looks like a metal roof. And then this image here, you can see the pole in the parking lot that has. That's a big metal pole.
Yeah.
Had to have been strong winds to knock that over.
Mm-hmm. Tornado on the ground in Columbus, Peru. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So back over. Just wanted to show that real quick. I'm going to go back to the radar.
That's going to get in now. What is that going into Decatur County? That's that's where Greensburg is.
Yep. Should be crossing over there probably as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Again, rotation may be broadening a little bit, but still there.
Yep.
But it's not quite as it's not as tight. It's not as close together as it was earlier.
Yep.
But before the rotation was a lot more condensed, smaller like this. And now it's broader, which is good. It means that the ability for the tornado to be stronger is limited a little bit, and it's showing signs of weakening. Doesn't mean there's not a tornado, but we're looking for positive signs here as this pushes further east. And again, I'm continuing to watch this storm down south because I think slowly but surely the rotation's getting a little bit better on this, kind of in this area in here. And so, State Road 7 here, what is this? County Road 50 in North Vernon, just north of North Vernon, probably needs to be an area that's watching out. Don't have anything concrete yet, but there is some broad rotation. And given that the storm just to the north has had a history of producing tornadoes, I think it's better to maybe err on the side of caution.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I will say, Brett, looking at just kind of getting a take here on mesoanalysis, these storms, I think, soon are going to hit a wall with just instability in general. Let me see something real quick. I think I can. They're about to run out of the environment that's promoting this altogether. Wouldn't be shocked to see these start to die off rather rapidly in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we can turn the loop on here. They're starting to congeal a little bit more.
Yeah.
You can slowly start to see that they are taking on a little bit of a weakening trend. The higher reflectivity, the darker colors that you see starting to become a little bit more broad, a little bit less intense. So probably starting to see some of the first signs of weakening now. With the initial weakening, Michael, I would be concerned about, the wind kind of rushing out of these storms.
For sure.
All of the downdrafts. And so I'd say especially kind of in this area here, I would be watching for that, a bigger wind threat over the next hour.
Yep.
That's going to include areas like Salem, Louisville, New Albany, Clarksville, Jeffersonville, Madison. These areas probably need to be on the lookout for a bigger wind threat ahead while we watch these two storms to the north in terms of the rotation right now.
Yeah, what Brett's talking about, a lot of times when these storms run out of their sufficient lift, the updraft in the thunderstorm vanishes, and a lot of that cold, dense air that's suspended up in the cloud rushes to the surface. The storms collapse, and you get straight line wind gusts that can be rather intense. And the collapsing of the thunderstorm in these environments makes it very easy to mix that wind down to the surface and see some pretty nasty wind gusts. So out ahead of that, absolutely would keep in mind that as they do weaken, there could be some really, really strong pushes of wind there. And they're not weak yet. I'm not saying take your guard off right now. I'm just saying over the next half an hour to an hour, they can certainly lose some of the moxie that they've got that they're working with here. Interestingly enough, Brett, real quick, if you just go to the western part of the state there, where there is that severe thunderstorm warning on the backside, that is just an indication there of the jet that we're working with. That's a sloppy storm, but it's just mixing those winds down to the surface. And, as those continue to move east, you may continue to see a few warnings with that just for wind in general.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of things just real quick. This storm still seeing rotation on it. So Greensburg, I definitely think still should be taking shelter, getting into, the basement interior room of your house. Correlation coefficient starting to get a little bit messier in a good way, but still perhaps some kind of debris indications in here. But that's better than what it was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So again, seeing some subtle signs of weakening, but don't let your guard down yet. Just maybe not as strong of a tornado as it was earlier. Nothing really of super big note down towards North Vernon yet. Velocity still shows some broad rotation, but not as strong as to the north. I think straight line wind probably a bigger threat in here. And then, go down to the south, and we're looking at wind kind of being the primary threat.
Guys, real quick, in between things here, want to make sure you all know that we certainly open this up for you all to have the ability to question a meteorologist really at any time. If you're in situations like this where you're like, gosh, I need more information, I need specifics, a tornado just rolled through, bamwx.com, top right-hand corner. We're doing free trials right now. Even if you're not a decision maker and you know someone that runs an operation, you know somebody that could utilize this information for outdoor sporting events, schools, fairs, festivals, concerts, you name it, construction, do the free trial. Just go to bamwx.com and start the free trial, fill it out, and utilize Clarity and everything we've been doing tonight, sending things to your devices. I'm sure folks can attest for the information we've sent to them tonight has been very, very helpful. So it can be very beneficial in times where you need to make decisions that are life-threatening, life-concerning. We encourage you to take advantage of the trial. It's free, 14 days, no credit card required. So we'd love to see you guys take advantage of it. A lot of nice comments coming in too with that. With people saying, thank you for sharing coverage with us. Someone said, I have Clarity, and at least I'm trying to show it.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're trying to hit it at the same time, Michael.
That's probably what it is. I love Clarity. Alerts alone are worth it. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you. Just go to bamwx.com. Check it out. You can find all the different plans there.
There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado warning has not been extended yet, but a new severe thunderstorm warning to include Clarksburg, Richland, St. Maurice, east of the I-74 corridor there, east of Greensburg. Still a tornado warning in effect right now, which does include part of Greensburg. Rotation broader, not seen as strong of a signal right now, in terms of debris, but still maybe a little something in here, Michael.
Yep.
I think that the warning maybe should be continued just out of caution a little bit further to the east, given this signature. Some of that may be hail. It wouldn't shock me if some of that's hail. Somebody was asking earlier, tornado sirens going off in Columbus. The only part of Bartholomew County that's in a tornado warning is the far eastern portion. There's probably 5% of the county, 10% of the county under a warning right now. The rest of you are okay, in the clear in terms of the tornado threat. In fact, just to back things out real quick, in terms of the tornado threat, I would really say you could probably even argue that for some areas south and east of this, but certainly if you are west of this line, I think you are fine. I would say the tornado threat is over. Can there still be some wind? Certainly, you can see that back here. But in terms of the tornado threat, it's east of this line and probably beginning to wind down even east of that line as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Brett, I think we'll give this a couple more minutes. And coverage can pretty much wrap up here for tonight. I think if someone was in the city of Columbus, they should subscribe to Clarity. I don't think, I don't think anybody in Bartholomew County does, actually, believe it or not. We have so many cities and counties in the state, but another nice comment. Appreciate all your nice comments, guys. We come on and do this for free anytime there's inclement weather of any kind. And we do that because we are passionate about keeping people safe. We're passionate about keeping you all ahead of the game. And we have a whole nother level of software and information that can help you with that, which is what Clarity is. So we appreciate you guys and your support. Tell your friends to follow the page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the things. That's awesome. Thank you, Deb. Deb's been around, OG follower to BAM for over a decade. One of the originals. So,
real quick, I just did want to given all the wind damage and the reports on the tornado reports across the area, I did want to give a shout out to our friends. The logo that's been up there in the top right this whole time from the 811 dig campaign. When you get out tomorrow and start inspecting damage across the area, before you start digging, be sure to just call that 811 number. We don't want anybody getting hurt in terms of a gas leak or hitting a gas line. So make sure that those utilities are marked. Make sure you have somebody come out that knows how to do that. We want to make sure that everybody is safe, not only during the storm tonight, but also after the storm tomorrow, and appreciate working with them on that initiative. And if you suspect a gas leak or anything, sometimes that can happen. They were telling me that you can get a gas leak if debris hits the gas meter, can cause issues there. And so if you suspect anything, be sure to call your local gas company.
Brett, I just sent a picture to you and Hope. I'm almost positive. Let me confirm, but I think that's the backside of the skate club.
I think that you're right.
I'm asking him right now. Dustin Core just sent me this. Dustin Core on Facebook. You guys are normally I don't see these. I don't see messages. I have 56 unread Facebook messages. I just happened to see this one. So he's confirming that that's the yes, that's the storage place that connects is what that is. If you could show that picture,
Yep.
maybe.
I am pulling it up right now.
Storage place that connects to the skate club there in Franklin. From Dustin Core. Dustin, thank you for sending that.
Not that one. There it is.
Right there, so you can see the roof ripped off of that. Isn't that crazy? Look at all those campers that are still standing. Isn't it funny how that works? I mean, it didn't take nothing to blow a camper over, and you see the roof off, but those campers just sitting there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's funny how it works. Crazy. So, well, right. I think that's going to do it, Brett. Fantastic job. John Kemper, Vince, everybody, Hope, all of you guys, everybody that helped contribute tonight. Great job. guys, make sure, one more time, make sure head over to bamwx.com and give this thing a try. Give Clarity a try. Give us some support. Send it to someone business. Really, it's for businesses who need it. Hit that free trial and try it out tonight. So thank you, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels and follow us on the Facebook and X accounts for watching, and stay safe tonight.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and appreciate all your reports as well. And we'll chat soon. Hopefully, we have a little bit of a break after 2 severe weather events in 4 days.
Yeah, I think mid to late April. Keep that. I think that's
I think it's going to come back around big time mid to late April. So
Yep.
you'll be hearing from us more, I'm sure.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys.